Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a realm where security meets simplicity, brought to you by the genius of Shankar. In a live demonstration, Shankar will unveil the magic of the Yubico Key, showcasing how this compact yet robust device is your passport to a secure digital domain. With just a touch, watch as doors to secure digital spaces swing open. The demo by Shankar is a gateway to experiencing firsthand the future of digital security. Join us as Shankar navigates through the secure, simple, and swift world of Yubico Key. Your journey towards impeccable digital security begins here. See you at the live event.
Hey, hello everyone. How are you this fine morning? We are at the Daily Intention. It is October 3rd, and we're going to talk a little bit about cybersecurity. And I hope that is a topic that concerns you. Today, I am coming to you as Dr. Shankar. I'm in my doctor suit here because, as you know, Andrea, during the month of October, to kind of lead up to Halloween, she makes me dress up as often as possible. I tried to get away with maybe not do it on some days, but she is relentless. So give me a yes if you like my doctor outfit. Actually, let me show you. Here you see, got my doctor's coat, and then we have prescription hugs. Very important. If you are a fan of prescription hugs, also type in yes in the chat. How do you like this new light, by the way? I got it yesterday. We'll probably look at more detail at it in another episode, but I really like it a lot so far. Let me know what you think. But as you have heard from my nice live virtual assistant, we're going to talk about the Yubico Key today. Where do I have it? Where do I have my Yubico Key? I know it was somewhere here. Oh, here it is. So this is the Yubico Key. Let me get closer. And it is really a very, very powerful piece of technology that will solve a lot of your security worries. As some of you may know, I own an agency in San Antonio, Texas, and a lot of our clients are in the healthcare field. And what they constantly face really throughout the year is phishing attacks, primarily. What does that mean? They get some kind of email that looks like it's legitimate, very often asking them to log into their either Office 365 or Google instances. And when they do so, a malicious hacker intercepts the username and password, goes in on their behalf, and does stupid stuff such as sending off emails on your behalf and things like that. That's called phishing. A lot of social hacking is also happening lately where, for instance, my clients get an email and it looks like the email was sent from an employee to the manager, for instance. And then the employee says, hey, before you send this month's paycheck, can you please update my payment information? I switched to a new bank. And unfortunately, all too often, when you're in the whirlwind of business, these things work. Type in security into the chat if you have ever had a security issue that you might have averted, but you were still exposed to it. Yeah, I know it is really annoying, but that's just the world we live in. So one thing I tell my clients to do, and you should do that too, is you should turn on two-factor authentication. What does that mean? Well, it means that just knowing the username and password is not enough. You need to have a second factor to authenticate yourself. The password being the first one, And then very often the second is a phone call, a text with a code, an email with a code, and then what is a little bit more secure is authenticator apps, where on your phone, your app generates a code for you, and then you enter that. And so all of those things are very good because it is better than not having a two-factor authentication set up at all. It really prevents you from tapping into a big mess sometimes. So I would personally recommend you turn that on. It's a little bit annoying. Oftentimes your team won't like it because it's just each time they log in, they have to enter their two-factor and it's not convenient. But let me tell you what, it is definitely more convenient to have to type in a two-factor piece than getting hacked, because that becomes really inconvenient, as you know. Now, today is all about making that two-factor idea even more secure by having a key that you connect to either your laptop or even to your smartphone. And then that key is essentially the second factor that authenticates you. Pretty simple idea, right? It's back to the basics where you had keys that open doors. And it's just that this key is a digital key and it's virtually impossible to copy the key. All right, I'm going to go into showing you my presentation for that. It's pre-recorded. And after that, I'll be back and I answer some questions if you have them. If not, then we'll talk a little bit about the LinkedIn challenge that is coming up. We have a new one, and I want you to be part of it as well. Yubico Key 5 NFC. First of all, what does NFC stand for? It stands for Near Field Communication. Why would we need such a key? Well, as you know, I'm actually the CEO of a company that focuses on serving the healthcare field. And it just so happens that one of the issues that IT companies run into very often is people getting scammed with phishing and social engineering. For instance, we have seen it so often that someone receives an email that looks like it came from their manager, but it really did not. This is sometimes the case when people choose to send emails that show the sender the name as someone they would know, for instance, the name of the manager, but the actual email address is a different one. If you think about it, anyone can open a Gmail account and call the sender name whatever they want. The other problem is that with modern two-factor authentication, when you get a text or an email containing a code, having that two-factor authentication activated is good, but not 100% secure. Think about it, for example, with iMessages. If you are like me, you have multiple devices that are throughout the office, and technically, if you don't have the correct settings, then your two-factor authentication code can be viewed with any device anywhere. So it is not 100% secure. And that is what this key solves, because in order to authenticate, to open secret doors, the door to your bank account, for instance, or to sensitive data, this key is essentially that, right? You have to have your key present, and then you can use your thumb and place your thumb on that Y, and that is how you authenticate. This is something that I recommend each and every one has. Okay, so let's look at what that looks like in action. And for that, we'll go to, I have the packaging here. Okay, and it says go to yubico.com/start. Okay, so I'm going to open a new browser window, and then we'll do that together so that you too can get an idea of what it may take in order to set such a key up for yourselves. All right, so I have my Google window open here, and then I'll go to yubico.com/start.
Congratulations and welcome. The Yubico Key 5 series is our most versatile series, helping you secure a range of services and applications across desktop and mobile. The Yubico Key 5 series supports modern and legacy authentication protocols, which means it's compatible with the broadest set of services. The Yubico Key 5 series delivers multi-factor authentication, adding an extra layer of security on top of your password for your accounts. You can set up your Yubico Key to secure many accounts, both work and personal, right out of the box. Once your key has been registered to your accounts, you can log in with just a tap or touch. Securing your accounts with the Yubico Key 5 series can be done in just 4 steps. Step 1. First, get your Yubico Key and laptop ready. We recommend having a spare Yubico Key, so have that ready to go as well. For convenience, we recommend registering both your primary and spare keys at the same time. Step 2. Register your Yubico Key with the services and accounts that you'd like to protect. You'll need to register your Yubico Key individually with each service. Please note that the setup process is determined by the service provider, so setup instructions may vary slightly from service to service. Step 3. Adding a spare key to your service minimizes the risk of getting locked out of your account. Be sure to add your spare key at the same time as your primary key. Step 4. Log in with a tap or touch of your key. When logging into an account, you must input your login credentials and use your Yubico Key. If you have multiple keys added to an account, you can use any of them to log in. You're now ready to use your Yubico Key.
Well, how interesting is that? Actually, I will try that right now, maybe with my Google Authenticator. So let me bring that up. Give me a moment. I just want to make sure I don't show you anything you're not supposed to see. So I went into my Google account, and in the security section, you can see here that I can add security keys. Okay, so I'm going to click security keys here and then add a security key. I'm going to open a website, which is of course google.com. And now I want to sign in, and I'm going to use my company email. And I also know the password, but is this enough? No, I need a 2-step verification now. And as you can see, I can use my NFC key. Okay, so I'm going to tap next, and then it wants me to hold the key to the top of the phone, which I'm doing, and I'm in. Isn't that beautiful? I think this is super cool, and I will definitely make sure that I use this key with all of my services, because this is more secure and also more convenient if you think about it. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's segment about the NFC Yubico Key, and if you will implement this for yourself to increase security, let me know how it goes. All right, I hope you learned a little bit something, and if you are getting a Yubico Key, let me know. type in key in the chat if you're getting a key, because I believe that that would be a very smart move. You basically make sure that everything you do online is secure. The other nice feature of this key is that it works also when you have no internet connection, or maybe you are traveling internationally, you don't have an international phone plan, and you can just use your YubiKey to authenticate. And that is really powerful. Awesome. So a lot of the people who know that I have an agency ask me, so what can I do to make sure that I have more business, that I have more people asking me to work with them? And one of the key factors nowadays is to have attention. And you want to have attention of people on a platform that are a good match to work with you. And for a lot of you who are viewing this live right now, that platform is going to be LinkedIn. Because on LinkedIn, you have the decision makers. On LinkedIn, you have the people with the necessary disposable income. And very important, on LinkedIn, you have people who are hungry for content. Because most people on LinkedIn do not actively produce content. And that is where Shanae Moray and I have a challenge for you. So I want you to sign up now, because we're going to do this mid-October, but I need you to go to ugrow.club right now. It's blended in here. And then you're going to participate in a Grow on LinkedIn for Entrepreneurs Challenge. Again, the way you make money in business is by having a service, having a product, and then you drive you turn your attention of your audience to something. And that is essentially what this will be about. It is free to partake, and I think you will learn a lot. You'll see a lot of results. Just 2 months ago, we had someone participate in the challenge, and he literally had a client based off of the first day of what we did together. So that is something that we also have coming up. If you have any other questions, let me know. Um, I think that's it for today. As always, I'm very grateful for your attention, your presence. I'm sending you love, light, and energy from San Antonio, Texas. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will be back tomorrow. And that's it for now. Bye bye.